Hello everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector 75. Welcome to another Transformers review. For this one, it is literally something I've just picked up in the Entertainer earlier. I did look on, was it TFW 2005, and they said that the Entertainer had some of the Titans Return Wave 2, so I thought I'd have a quick shifty. And yeah, they did have some, but they were very overpriced. But I thought, oh, do you know what, I just can't resist them because they look so good. I really do like these Titans Returns figure. So this review is for CHROMEDOME and Highbrow, or yeah, is he still called Highbrow? I assume he is. He does have a very funny named little guy. I can't remember at the moment. So we're going to start on CHROMEDOME. We'll move Highbrow to the back there. We'll start off with his little Titan Master. I think he's still called Stylor. I could be wrong. Let me find the instructions here quickly. Yes, he is still called Stylor, though he could do with some paint apps on him. I don't know if he's going to zoom in too well, because look at that, that is actually hardly any paint apps on him at all, apart from the head at the back there. But he does have his little moving in arms, which is pretty cool. You know, so as little figures go, he's all right, as they go, but they're all the same. But I do love this car mode. I really do. I didn't realise before, but it had just smoky sort of translucent wheels. That's pretty cool. I like that. And for me, it is such a good homage to the G1 CHROMEDOME, and looks pretty cool without being this silly expense of some of those third-party ones, which still look good, but just are very, very pricey. I mean, this is pricey for a deluxe class toy, but there we go. But it's still a great looking toy. I mean, it rolls really well. It looks good. You can put these guns on the side. I'm not really a fan of that. You can do that. You can have the little Titan Master bloke sit in there if you want him to. Don't know why you'd want him to do that, but I think you can, or maybe not. I don't know. You don't seem to want him. Probably because his arms are there, but that looks a bit naff, if you want my opinion. He does have these little notches on top. I'm not totally sure what they're for. I can't really see any notches for stuff, so I don't know. But yeah, but you can stick these into some little ports on the side, which look a bit naff. Yeah, they look a little bit naff, don't they? So I'm not really a fan of that. Right, so to transform this guy, I like the transformation and I love the robot mode. Let's see if I can get this out, because this is where it just starts off a little bit finicky. You've got to try and get near it, and I've just cut some of my nails. Right, so anyway, so we start by pulling up this, and this is in two sections, which is pretty cool. Now, you can have the little Stylor fella sitting in the driving seat, which is pretty cool. So you can have him in there, which is pretty good. I like that. I like how they're doing that. Anyway, right, so we then rotate these all the way back, and they sort of, that's what those notches are for, that's why, because that clips in there. Then what we're going to do, we are going to open out these arms from here and rotate these up and around. We're going to get the hands out now. It doesn't really matter too much. I'll just get those out. Then they're done, aren't they, eh? And then what we're going to do is we're going to come around to here. I can't remember which bit is next. I did say that's it. You open these out from here. Then we rotate these around. Then we're going to rotate his waist around now, because I find that otherwise very irritating trying to do it later. And then you've got to separate these. Oh, there we go. It is one of those sort of friction things that holds in place. You're going to rotate his little foot out before you close that leg up. And that is going to close back into there very nicely. And then all you're going to do now is come around to this section up here. Make sure you can see it. Bring this section down. That forms this chest, which I like. Is a homage to the bonnet section up here, but it looks kind of cool. And then this section, once you untab it properly, because I didn't realise when I was transforming this from robot mode, it really does solidly tap into those. Wondered why it wasn't going together earlier. Anyway, right, and then when you get that accordion's all the way down, slots, and it's also, I like this because there's two little tabs just in there, and there's a little hole just there, and they just fit into there, and that keeps it nice and snug against his back most of the time, providing you've done it right. And then that is your CHROMEDOME in robot mode. Now, for me, if I just move this up slightly, These arms do look a little bit stubby, don't they? But once you get his guns in his hands, you don't really notice that at all, really. If you put this big one in here, you don't really notice that. So that ain't too bad. And then obviously you take your Stylor fella and we turn him into his little head. And I like the head sculpt. Very reminiscent of the old G1 toy there. And then he just easily slots into there, and then he's got the usual range of motion. He can look sort of up, bit down and around, and without being too loose. Yeah, I really like CHROMEDOME. Definite winner for me, and you've got all the usual articulation and everything. It could have been nice with just a bit of extra leg tilt. I suppose a drawback is its sort of legs are a bit thick at the back here. But do you know what? I'd rather have that than some crap hanging around somewhere and detracting from the toy a little bit more. But I like CHROMEDOME. But to be honest, I love this guy. This is Highbrow. And his little Zort. Is it Zort? It starts with an X. They've got rid of the G and just replaced it with an X. They could have called him Grot, pretty much like the old G1 comics used to have him called in their advertisements for this guy. So there we go. I thought that would be quite novel. Anyway, he turns into this sort of futuristic helicopter, and I like it. I mean, it looks a bit strange at the back here, but do you know what? I actually really like it. These do spin. You can open the cockpit. I haven't actually done it yet. So you can open the cockpit, and you can put, what's his name, Zort, into the cockpit, and he could be driving him pretty much like the old G1 toy. The old G1 toy could do that. And you can close it up. And so then you've got a driver, which is pretty good. I like the little moulded guns on the front there. Do you know what? I actually really like it. Really do like this one. Now, his transformation isn't that difficult. We are just going to take what's his face out of there, close it back up. A little bit of wood's a little bit loose on here today. We're going to come around here, take these guns off. I love these guns. These are very iconic guns and very reminiscent of the old G1 toys. Now, I can't really tell exactly what they're doing. It's got a little, I can't really see it. It's got a little notch in there so the Time Master can sort of stand on it. But does that mean he can do this? Hold on. Oh yeah, because it also, I've noticed that you've got part of the landing gear there. So maybe that's what's something to do with it. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, there we go. Look, I was looking at this earlier. That's probably why I can't really see it. But there are two little notches how these fit together. And so that creates that, and you can obviously stand in there then. After that, I don't know what he's going to do with that once he's standing on there. I don't know, but it looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Put that to one side. Let's get on to the figure. Right, so the first thing you're going to do is just make sure these are sort of like angled downwards. You're going to get the cockpit, and that just pretty much like the old G1 toy. That just rotates all around. It's on like a double hinge, and that just rotates all the way around to his back. Did forget to mention, I think that's some landing gear in there, which looks a bit rubbish, but there we go. I hardly ever use the landing gear on these sort of toys, even my old G1 stuff. And then all we're going to do now is disconnect these arms. Now, they are sort of tabbed in, just here and here, but you'd never really notice it, to be honest. And anyway, you just sort of move them up now, just so you can then get all the clearance out of here. Now, putting these together, these legs, because they tab in just over here, was a nightmare. So I'm hoping they come apart easy, but I've got a feeling they're going to be as much a nightmare as they were. Oh no, say that again. I'm actually right. So anyways, let me extend these. Forget what I was saying. Bring out his little heel spur, like so. Then we are going to rotate them around, like so. Then we are going to collapse this whole section together, and that clicks into place. Bring his arms back down, fold out his little hands. Now his little hands do look a little funny, if you can get them out. It looks just, I don't know, look like, can't decide exactly where he wants his hands or not. This looks a bit weird for me, but that could just be me. And there we go, and that is basically your Highbrow figure done. What we're going to do now is, once he's sort of standing up, we're going to transform little Zort here, And that is another good head sculpt, very reminiscent of the cartoon and the old G1 comics. I like that head sculpt, and that fits right on there. Now, for me, it looks like he's showing a bit too, you can't really see it, too much of his neck in there. But I think that's alright, it's alright, ain't too bad. So anyway, then we sort of straighten him up. Yeah, that one's on one of those little bloody weird little joints. That one's on a ratchet joint on the hip there, which is a bit irritating trying to get it placed just right. There we go. So anyway, so there we go. Now he can hold these, as, I suppose, as some sort of double chain gun, but that looks a bit crap. So I am going to separate them and give them to how he should be holding them like that. And for me, apart from the odd hollow bit, like in the arms and everything, it is still another great figure, another great Titans Return figure for me. I really am liking these Titans Returns figures. So I do need the Brainstorm. I'm not that bothered. I wasn't going to pay how much they were at TF Nation for them. Not often I wanted £25. Bit pricey. I'll wait and if it comes out. But I've got the Voyager class Brainstorm. So for me, that will do at the moment. What's this doing in here? This looks like this wants to come out, doesn't it? Does this want to come out? Or is this... Oh, I don't know. It looks like it wants to do something, doesn't it? I don't know. Looks like it wants to do something, doesn't it? Oh, maybe just push it. Oh, there we go. Oh, it does that. I don't know what else it's supposed to do. Maybe I'm supposed to push it out. So, I don't know. Anyway, but there we go. That's what that does. Right, anyway, so I'm going to end this review there. Two really, really good figures. Yeah, I do like these. So there we are, Highbrow and CHROMEDOME. Well worth it. Well, they're worth it for the figures, not worth it for the price. How much the entertainer wants for them anyway. So I'd probably wait if but it's just that me, I couldn't wait. I'm addicted to them, I think. Anyway, right, so that has been Graham the Collector 75. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.